Hey guys, today I'm going to tell you how I work with Atelier Free Flow acrylic paint. I start by pouring about a teaspoon into a cup and then about 2 teaspoons of water. When I'm working with free flow, I like to use a 1:2 ratio. This just keeps things really fluid. Now I'm just pouring it straight onto the canvas, and then with my squeegee I'm spreading the paint. The beauty of free flow is you can make it really fluid and you still don't lose the vibrancy of the colour. So you can use more water if you choose. Now I'm using a catalyst wedge. This is great for tighter areas, and it also allows you to tilt the catalyst wedge at maybe like a 20-degree angle to the canvas, which is quite hard to do with a squeegee. This is definitely one of my favourite tools to work with, so if you don't have one, I do strongly suggest you invest, especially if you're a mixed media artist. Now I'm adding some titanium white and adding my water. When you're working with free flow, because it's such a fluid acrylic, you don't really need to mix it much. It does a lot of mixing in itself when you add the water or your pouring medium. Now I'm using another squeegee to spread the white. At the moment, I'm just pretty much mapping out my colours. If you've watched my other YouTube videos, you would see that I always work on the floor. But it's summer in Sydney, Australia, and I thought I would go outside and use the table, enjoy the summer breeze, which turned out to be a little too intense and it started blowing my cups away. And now I'm just blending the white into the blue, so the canvas is completely covered. Now I'm using my air compressor to manipulate the paint and move it around the canvas. This gives a really beautiful effect. It's organic and all kinds of interesting, beautiful things happen. If you don't have an air compressor, you can use, well, I have used a bicycle pump. The thing with that is you don't get a continuous flow of air. You can alternatively use a straw, which I do not recommend because you will get lightheaded and out of breath. Now I'm adding my darker tones. When you use two contrasting colours like the French ultramarine blue and white, you can see some really striking detail. And that's what I love about this art is the movement. It's captured on the canvas. I felt I lost a little bit of the highlight, so I'm just adding some white back in. Now I'm using Payne's Grey, which will be my darkest colour. With fluid art, always be careful not to use too much dark, because if you put too much, you can't remove it easily. Whereas if you use a little bit, you can add a bit more and a bit more. A little bit like watercolour, I suppose, but I don't to use watercolors, so I'm not too sure if that's correct. I found this corner lost a lot of structure, so I was just adding some blues back in there. This will also bring back some more contrast and make the white pop. And this is me contemplating what it needs. I just wanted to let anyone know who isn't following me on Instagram that I am doing 2 art supply giveaways with 2 different companies. Total value of $260, and that's for 4 winners. So hop over to juliadoverart and you can find the details in my highlights. Now that everything is mapped out and how I want it to look, I'm just doing some fine tuning. When I'm doing this type of fluid art, I don't normally do the edges, but sometimes it can be really nice if you aren't going to frame it. And now I'm just adding some final highlights so it's a really crisp white, and that just pops. It just really makes the painting. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like more quick creations, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell to be notified when a new video is up, and leave a comment if you have any questions and I'll get back to you. You can also check out my other splashes of colour on Instagram at juliadoverart. Thanks for watching!